Hello, everyone. So at midnight tonight, y'all, Blood Thinners comes out, and I am so very, very excited for this book. It has been many years in the making. It has been 3 years since I've done a book launch. So this is incredible, and I'm so excited to have you all here. And we're gonna start today off. We're gonna talk a little bit about the book. We're gonna have some live music, and then we're gonna go into a Q&A and a giveaway. So it's gonna be a fun day.
So if you have questions, you should have a little Q&A down at the bottom of your screen, and you can put them there, and we'll visit those later.
I love these. I can't keep up with this chair. This chair is amazing.
No.
This chair
Can we
is
just
amazing.
get right to it?
Yes. Okay.
I'll introduce myself. I am Eliza. I am a friend of Heather's. We met through Julie and the Phantoms, and since then we've been partners in shenanigans, as she said, and I kind of have been her go-to Q&A host, whatever you want to call it. So I was very, very excited when she asked if I would do her Q&A portion of this lovely book launch. So I drafted some questions, and I am gonna get started. All right. So Heather, can you just give us a brief summary of Blood Thinners and the general themes throughout Blood Thinners?
Yes. So Blood Thinners is a laugh out loud, what I like to say, deliciously dramatic romance. And it's about a supernatural investigator named Mina who has her life all planned out. She's only one case away from getting her dream promotion. And then everything spirals out of control when she falls for her mark, karma. So it's forbidden for an investigator, obviously, to fraternize with their mark. And Mina's got these plans to stay away, but they are as insubstantial as her Titanic-obsessed house ghost. And she ends up having to work closely with karma, and they just can't resist each other. And as things start to fall apart, Mina's going to be forced to make the impossible choice between her dream job and protecting the woman she loves. And it just, I like to say it's my beautiful, weird romance with gay ghosts and demons who love sweaters, and a mystery that'll keep you flipping the pages.
All right. I love it. I'm super excited, and I love a good demon who loves sweaters. It's not why I'm wearing a sweater today, but
it should be. He in the advanced reader copy feedback, he is the most beloved character, and I did not expect that. So he's going to end up getting a much bigger story in book 3 than I expected.
This is how it happens. People love a side character. I don't know what it is, but it's great.
I love it.
So just in general, what inspired you to create Blood Thinners and the Love Me Dead series as a whole?
This was kind of a wild idea back when I was working my day job, and we would have some long days, and we'd start asking each other off the wall questions. Like, if you had to drink one flavor of milkshake every day for the rest of your life, what would it be? What if everyone we worked with was secretly a ghost or a werewolf or a vampire or a shapeshifter? Or what if this company was trying to recruit humans, and like you were the only one who knew and you were a human? What would you do? And so I kind of kept that with me for a while. And after I had watched Julie and the Phantoms and was like, oh my God, this is basically what I want to write for adults, like fun LGBTQ romance with ghosts and all these fun things. And I was working on Blood Thinners, and I pitched it to Tule Publishing as just a standalone book, just a one-off. And they're like, no, we want a whole series. And I was like, all right, crap, what do I do now? So for Grim and Barrett, which is book 2, and that's up for pre-order now, it's gonna be out in June, and I'll be doing a push on that one soon. I sat there and I was like, what is the most impossible relationship that I can think of within the confines of this world? And I had already done a ghost human love story in Dead Like Romy, which is another paranormal series I have out. I was like, what's more impossible than a ghost? I'm like, what if she's a Grim Reaper? What if she's a Grim Reaper and he is her first love and they were childhood sweethearts? And that's where Grim and Barrett came in. And that one's going to be great because that's a bi-pan female male romance. And it's featuring Jake, who is Mina's partner in book 1. And he does use a mobility aid. So yay for representation. And Poppy, who's the Grim Reaper who has severe burnout, and she's drowning her sorrows reading romance. And she's been visiting Jake every day since she died for 12 years, except he can't see her because Grim Reapers can only see, or humans, I'm sorry, can only see Grim Reapers when they're about to die. And then one day he looks up and he sees her. And that's where the story starts. And Ashley's excited because she didn't know Grim and Barrett had Jake. Surprise. And then Dearly Departed has it's book 3, and that's coming out in September. And that one has Jake's sister Eliza. And yes, it is Eliza's namesake because she really helped me get back to writing. And this is like the best way I can thank you for that. And Eliza can write letters to the dead. And that idea started as a horror novel probably about 5 years ago, when I had gone through a series of losses right in a row. And I was like, what could I do? If I could speak to these people again, what would I do? I would write this letter. And I was like, what would I pay as a cost to do so? And I kind of ran with that idea, and I set it aside because obviously I'm not writing horror. And it kind of came up and I was like, oh, I could definitely make this into a book. And does Eliza write outfit ratings to the dead? I mean, it could happen. That's something we can talk about. And then, so while she's trying to write to her late fiance to find out who killed him, and she believes her ex-girlfriend had something to do with it. And she's being forced actually to work with her ex-girlfriend because of the mystery that's been going on through all 3 books. So this book 3 is going to be like just this culmination of this really awesome series mystery arc, and it's going to be lots of pining and heartbreak, and I cannot wait. So it's kind of how it all came to be.
It's amazing. I'm super excited for it, and clearly the chat is going crazy. They cannot wait for it. I think it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to see what happens with it in the future. Never know. I think it would make great TV, great movies. I don't care.
We are working on it.
Get Jonathan Bailey up in here. I don't know how you'd include him, but just do it.
Can we also have Simone and Ashley, please? Just the 2 of them, please.
Can we just let's just put the Bridgerton cast.
Recreate Bridgerton. It'll be fine.
In this book world, yes. I don't know how you do it yet, but like, why not?
Figure it out.
All right. So I was going to make some joke about how we need to increase the energy level, but I feel like the chat is very energetic. But I think that this is actually a great time to kind of talk about the music of these series.
Ooh,
and
yes.
So you talked a little bit about how Julie and the Phantoms and the fandom inspired you to continue writing this series and create this amazing world. But I'm sure throughout you used other musical inspiration as well to help you write. Do you have any go-to artists whose music will always inspire you and your characters? And wait, hold on. Sienna, I said you don't need more energy, but I'm saying this was my lead-in with a joke about energy. All right.
This chat is
all right.
This is wild. I cannot, this is amazing. I love you all so much. Yes, of course. So I am a retired musician. I still play for fun. And I went to film school. So music and like scenes, writing things has always been put together in my brain. And if you're a Julie and the Phantoms fan, you obviously know that soundtrack has always helped. And Hannah Lee has helped, obviously Taylor Swift and Mariana Trench, who are like my longtime favorites, and we 3 are on that playlist. And I have to say that the artist who has most influenced the series was, of course, Nicotine Dolls. And I found them last year and just kind of decided that they were my favorite, and poor Sam's DMs barged right in. And I am just so excited to bring this as a live experience for you all. So we have Sam Cieri here, who is the frontman of Nicotine Dolls. Hi, Sam.
Hi, hello. How are you?
We're so excited that you're here, and I'm so excited I conned you into doing this a little bit.
No, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very proud of you. Look at you, fucking killing it. Everybody, can you say fuck? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't know if you.
It's
Okay,
18 plus. Don't worry.
Also
no.
Zoom. You're not
Okay.
getting.
Great.
Unlike Instagram earlier. Yeah.
Unlike Instagram, where they will shut you down for too much Hanson.
They will. They don't like Hanson.
That's an absurd thing.
Like, congratulations, by the way, on your new song coming out, So We Both Say, which
Thank you.
is an amazing, like, fun 90s-ish love song. And I honestly, the first time I heard the first line of that song, I flipped out because I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to write to this so much. And it is like Mina and Karma's song in my head. I'm like, this is totally them. Like,
I love that.
This like back and forth. And so whenever I hear that song, it just makes me happy and I want to write things.
Well, it's definitely, I mean, the goal was like, let's go write a 90s rom-com. What's like, okay, if the movie ends in our little romantic comedy, the movie ends and the credits roll, what is the Nicotine Dolls pop song that they play that's like, it makes you think that it's like that happy ending. I don't know. I loved it. It was interesting to pitch to the guys because I think I'm probably the cheesiest of all of them. And I was like, no, guys, it has a saxophone in it. And they were like, oh no. Oh God.
Hey, we love saxophone in this house. We love saxophone in this house.
Big fan.
And so I think we should pop off screen, Eliza, and let you play us.
I can do that.
I think that'll be fun.
Haven't been kissed in a while. Haven't pulled away smiling to do it again. Run my hands up for miles to that place where we know it all ends. Then we collapse on the sheets, talk all night, laugh until fall asleep around 3. I wake up before noon. Watch you breathe as I fall in love too soon. No, it's not smart, like chasing cars down a freeway. Lights out in the dark. I can't wait till we can both say I've been feeling it the whole time. I can't wait till we can both say I've been waiting for the first time. I told you I've fallen for you. I can't wait till we can both say I've been feeling it the whole time. No, it's only been days. We haven't left this apartment. No one's walking away. You're at the foot of my bed. I wanna hear every thought. See race through your head. Don't hide the sad and the scars. I'll show you mine and I promise to care after yours. Both been broken before. Let me try to fill the cracks that lit your floor. No, it all seems fast, but I can't get past that first crash. It's yours with everything. Everybody says that we're just crazy. I wouldn't change one line or word that you've heard tonight. What everybody says, anybody says, I'm going crazy. Holding this all in my chest. I think you're holding it too. I think you're holding it too. I think you're holding it. Feeling the same way I
awesome.
Thank you.
I am going to make Mr. Heather learn the saxophone part, and I'm going to learn that in the piano. I have decided this. He doesn't know this yet. This is a surprise.
I mean, there is a very great piano line throughout the whole thing, so there is a definite way to do that on piano.
That might happen. I'm going to do that. Oh, the chat is going nuts. I love it. It was so good.
Thank you.
Mike's this nice job. Time to dust off the sax. All right. Yes. Keep that in mind. So I am excited about the next song that we had talked about. Although it might bring it down a little bit, but I'm okay with it.
It's okay.
It's okay. This is so fun. So the song "The Madness" is like really important to me personally. It's like when I have panic attacks or I'm anxious, like that song was on repeat earlier today, and it ended up kind of becoming Jake and Poppy's song in book 2, because there's that line, "You'll be fine, just stay alive," and so that's literally for them, and figuratively as Poppy's going through burnout and Jake's going through his anxiety, and I thought this was just the perfect song.
So this is just a song for anybody that knows what it's like to be a little all over the place.
The shroom I call my body is so small and claustrophobic. I'm scared in there. Have you ever had a panic attack? Recommended if you wanna know what it's like to be drowning on a city bus. Think everyone knows, but nobody knows. Think everyone knows, but no one knows the madness, the madness of being alive, of being alive. Was everybody staring at me? Was everybody waiting for the giants to come? Carry me away. 10 seconds, I know I'll be fine. 10 seconds thinking I might actually die. And then it subsides. Think everyone knows, but nobody knows. Think everyone knows, but no one knows the madness, the madness of being alive, of being alive. When you're a kid and the other kids hit you so hard in the head that it blows out an eardrum that takes away your balance. Now you get car sick, standing in one spot. And you get older, think everyone knows. You're cracked in the center, the breathing gets heavy to the point where the water fills up to your eye line. Gasping for life, it's all in your mind. You'll be fine, you'll be fine. Just stay alive. No. wanna know what it's like.
Poppy is here because she's really excited that you sang that song.
Oh, thank you for
And
listening.
so, my Grim Reaper. Yeah. Oh, it is weird over here. Okay. Sorry, I like very emotional now.
It's an emotional song. That song has been, there was a whole journey in making it and a whole journey in doing it, and it still has, like, it's that song that when we play it live, it is like very intense when we play it correctly. Sometimes we'll play it incorrectly. Like there's the big hit, the big thing where it goes. I have definitely played the wrong chord because it's like a very, like, you have to just hit that thing and it's all the way up there. And if I don't, it goes just stay alive, and then and it just feels like the biggest like anticlimactic. Never mind.
What am I? Hold on. I was looking at maybe Poppy should meet Phil. I mean, maybe I'll bring Poppy to New York to a show one day. Maybe it'll happen.
Phil would not be there. Phil is asleep.
Phil is not.
With legs and Phil without legs is in the box next to me.
Well, all right. For now. One day.
When I sell that show to PBS, that's what we'll do. I will run that show when there's a little bit more money behind it and it doesn't fully succumb. I mean, each episode took like a month.
Okay,
a lot.
That's fair. That's fair. We want you to focus on the album because I think we're all like, I think if people weren't Nicotine Doll fans before, I am getting messages that they are now.
Well, good. I'm happy about that.
Okay, not that I want this to be over anytime soon. We do have one more song.
Yes.
And this one, the first time I kind of heard, this is the first original song I heard of yours, and I loved it. And then I heard the story behind it, and I was like, I'm gonna give the story to one of my characters. So I did.
Nice.
And the C is really excited in the chat. People are asking who Phil is. So Sam does film with some of the other band members. They have a production company called Out of Line Productions, and they did a series called It Lives in My Closet with a puppet named Phil, and you all need to go watch it. It is on YouTube. It
exists. It's there. It was the project that the funniest part was that I started to, I did the first 3 episodes. There's no one else in those rooms but me. It is only me. So John and Nissa weren't actually like present for the filming of anything till like episode 5. Everything else was just like setting a camera up and then running and being a puppet. But yeah, they didn't know. I was like, hey guys, we're gonna start producing a series where it's like a morality series, and I'm gonna learn how to puppeteer. And that's what happened.
I love it.
They were like, okay.
You're like, I'm just picturing the drawer coming out on your head right now.
It hurt, so it landed straight on my face.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It hurt a lot.
I will talk about Phil forever. So okay. So I did give the story of Should Have Danced to Sebastian, who is Mina's ghost roommate, and kind of his journey. And he's also based on a literary favorite of mine, which is Lisa Kleypas's Dublin Winter, for those who know. And also, a little bit of Sebastian Stan for all you Sebastian Stan fans. But I did throughout the series, he's going to get a Should Have Danced arc. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about the song.
Well, I love this song. There is a whole thing with this song. The whole story. There was a whole saga with a girl that ended recently with going out on a date, the date going well, I thought, and then no follow-up. So it's okay. Now that we know the ending of it, it's fine. We saw it all the way through. It was a couple years in the making, and this song came out of it. So
collapsed in front of beautiful. I relapsed into unusual parts of my past, like an unsigned cast. Should have asked you to dance. I'm focused on the possible, the probably improbable. Won't's better than can't's. It's impossible to stand. Should have asked you to dance. Every time it happens, I have a heart attack in the same spot. Not a lack of passion, just a bad reaction to what I lost. How I miss the romance, another hand in my hand. I should have asked you to dance. It's been about 1,000,000 years. I can still taste tears. There was a life I had planned. I could have been a better man. Should have asked you to dance. You were leaning on the wall. I was sitting on the floor. There are things you'll never know, parts of me I'll never show. Should have asked you to dance. Every time it happens, I have a heart attack in the same spot. Not a lack of passion, just a bad reaction to what I lost. How I miss the romance, another hand in my hand. I should have asked you to dance. Should have asked you to dance. Oh, is that instinct wondering what you're thinking of? Scared that if I hold you, shadow what I hold you about love. I'm a romance, another hand in my head. I should have asked you to dance. Oh, 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 oh. You were standing there. You were standing there. Oh yeah, stuck in an old empty dancer, stuck where the lights and the feeling, stuck in the crack of the record, in a place again. It could have been love, but I'll never know. It could have been love, and I'll never know. Should have asked you to dance.
Thank you. And yes, I did forget the lyrics for a second, obviously.
I mean, it's fine. I feel like
It's not a Nicotine Dolls anything if I don't forget the lyrics to something. And you know what's hilarious? I have them in front of me.
Oh, there's still one line. There's still one line I cannot figure out,
Which one?
which is the hold on. I'm scared that if I hold you, is that the line?
Scared that if I sorry. Oh God, now I'm gonna
Yeah.
completely mess it up. Blah 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 blah. Scared that if I hold you, I'll shatter what I hold true about love.
Shatter what I hold true. That's a good line. Okay, that's the one I haven't been able to get. Okay. Well, y'all, that was amazing. Thank you. And
Well, thank you for having me.
everyone, if you want to go to the Patreon, it is shared on their social media and on the fan page, which yes, I am an admin of. And Sam's going to do a deep dive on the madness at 6 tonight. So hopefully I'll see a bunch of you there.
Yes. So 6 o'clock, I did it. I legitimately, like, I knew this was happening, but then I also was hoping, because all the other ones we've done, I know people are like, I'm getting home from work. I have because they're weekdays, and I'm a musician full time now. So I'm like, time doesn't exist. I'm like, wait, no one has all day to just whenever, because work hours are fluid
all the time. Yeah,
work hours are constant and fluid. But yes, so tonight at 6 Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna go heavy on the heaviest of our songs.
Waterproof mascara, everyone.
Exactly. Bring your trauma.
Yes. Oh, Melanie says her tattoo will be there. Melanie, we cannot wait. Your tattoo is so cool. I love
your tattoo.
You know,
I show it to everyone.
It is on the fan page if y'all want to see what it is. And you should follow Nicotine Dolls. They're at Nicotine Dolls on all the social medias. If you want to check out the fan page too to see the tattoo, that's at NicotineDollsFanPage. And check out It Lives in My Closet. That link is on the fan page too.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
it's a wildly like sore spot for me, but also I'm so proud of it. But also I haven't watched it since I haven't like watched an episode since we finished it, because I am so it broke that show broke my heart. That show broke my heart. I put 6 months of just like learning a complete new craft and building like a 9-episode thing, and like was ready to do multiple seasons, and like, man, nobody watched it.
Just wait. The fan page is going to make it happen.
Go for it. If you guys can get that show off the ground, go for it. I'll, when someone wants to pick it up, I'll make more of them.
I love it.
Thank you so much for having me. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very happy for you, and very happy to be a part of this with you.
Thank you for joining. It was great.
All right. I will see you later.
Do you like that timing?
No, that was awesome.
It was. I had a blast watching it. It was great. Unfortunately, I'm one of the many who has non-fluid work hours. So.
I feel I have very fluid work hours. I'm always working, which is unfortunate.
It's very hard for me to get into new music, and it's hard to find like music that doesn't distract me while I'm working. So I always I have like a playlist that's like Spotify made it called Warm Fuzzy Feeling. Love it. It's so good because it's like instrumental, and it's a mix of songs you know and songs you don't know, and it's like exactly what I need.
Joanne says she has to do instrumental as well. I have to do instrumental during some fight scenes.
Fight scenes.
I'll tell you, fight scenes and any kind of physical, like sex, making out, any where you go, those scenes are really hard to write. I say that they're basically the same because you have to know where all the hands are, all the feet are, and where all the emotions are, and really build tension in both. They're almost like mirror scenes, and so those I have to choose my music very, very carefully.
Yeah. I did find a playlist that's a mix of instrumental and non-instrumental called, what is it called? It's called The Bane of My Existence and Object of All My Desires. So happy to send that link around.
You might as well drop it in the chat here because, yep, everyone's. I told Mike that I was probably the bane of his existence, but I hoped I was the object of all his desires, and he just nodded and continued making dinner. So I mean, it worked.
Not that I want to keep talking about Bridgerton, but like it was a good playlist to have in the background. Actually, like good stuff. Nice, healthy mix of Taylor Swift and Vitamin String Quartet. I think that's Vitamin String Quartet. I can't remember what their
Yeah,
actual,
I think
but
I just went ahead and clicked on that myself.
Moving on. So just a few more questions that I have for Heather before we turn it over to all of you for some Q&A. This is the first book series, definitely not the last. I have my hopes. We're manifesting for Heather in 2022 that you've worked on with a actual formal publishing house rather than self-publishing. So how has working with Tule been different from publishing yourself?
It has been, wow, what a learning curve. I think the best part about working with a publisher is that I'm not doing it all myself, and I'm not paying for it all myself anymore. And I have a whole like team of support behind me. And then that also comes with like Tule authors. Stacy is here, and she's been probably one of my biggest cheerleaders from Tule. And it's really nice having people like to have your back. And there is a learning curve because when I do everything myself, I am in control and I love being in control. But when it's a publisher, I hand them my manuscript and I hand them my ideas for the cover, and that's it. They're doing the rest. They're selling the audiobooks. They're working on hopefully going to sell other rights. They pick the book cover, they finalize everything, and I get the final say. And I will say they have let me do a lot and have a lot of input, way more than I think bigger publishers might. And like Grimm and Barrett, this cover did not look like this the first iteration, and it was that cover is probably the longest journey and the one that we really learned like what each other was expecting, because with Blood Thinners, the story was done, it was the one-off, I had the cover idea and we just ran with it. When we were then building a series, it's like, okay, let's figure this out together. And that was really great. And to have like the emails I get from the team about how much they really liked the books and how excited they were, I got so many pre-orders and all these things, that was really awesome. So I know I have people who have my back, and I really like working with a publisher. I know it's not for everybody, and I probably won't do it for every book, but it's been an amazing experience. How many pre-orders did we get? Last checked, it was about 175.
Sienna, that doesn't mean buy 25 pre-orders.
It does not, no. She says why. And it'll be really exciting as we get into Grimm and Barrett. We are going to have more pre-order contests for that too. We're at about 40 for that book, and there's no paperback pre-orders yet. I'm going to follow up with that, so get ready for that. Yes, it does take a lot of pressure off having a team. I have to do a lot of marketing and stuff myself, but they do help.
Okay, awesome. So we've talked about this being an LGBTQ plus story. So are you excited for the shift in romance novels of having more representation, and not only in just subplots, but also in the main part of the love story?
Oh, it's about damn time.
It would have been really concerning if you were like, actually, no.
No, it's terrible. No, it's, 5 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, the biggest one was the biggest LGBTQ genre was male, and there was a call that we were trying to make where we're like, we really want more than just male. We want more than just gay. We want to see pan. We want to see bi. We want to see lesbian. We want to see non-binary. We want to see trans. We want to see more people. And that's really, I was one of the first who was writing openly queer romance. And I know that since they have picked me up, they've picked up additional authors who will be doing the same. And we even have, I believe, Harlequin starting an LGBTQ plus line. And we're finally seeing more. You've got like Kat Sebastian, who writes female, and male, historical. And I think there's a non-binary character in there. And Alexandra Bella Flair, I am so sorry, I just messed up her name. I cannot remember. She wrote
Elefante?
No. I could yes, in the comments that, thank you. She's
Pretty
writing,
last name. I like that last name.
right. She's writing by, I think it's by Pan Romcom, and it's amazing. And I love reading her as well. And so I'm starting to like find this community on Instagram specifically of these people who want LGBT plus romance, and or they're writing it. And it's been really beautiful to see. And I really just cannot wait to see where it goes. And that they're not all coming out stories. Like everybody's out and we're just going with it. And I love that.
Just let them have their rom-com.
Yes.
One bed is still fun no matter what.
I only want one bed. If there's ever an opportunity for two beds, I still don't want it. I only ever want one bed.
Hotels, I always, for whatever reason, always thought hotels had more double rooms than they did single rooms. But being in the job that I'm in, I've quickly learned that that is not the case. Like, it is hard to get double rooms sometimes. So the likelihood of like a one bed scenario feels very probable. So I like it.
I agree. I love this.
Yeah, so you're doing stuff that's based in reality. Awesome. All right. So my last question that I have, and then we'll get over to our Q&A questions, is that Blood Thinners has many different tropes like the grumpy sunshine and forbidden romance or workplace romance. What are your favorite tropes? And are there any tropes you like to include in all of your books?
Oh, I'll be honest. I misread this question when you sent it to me. But okay, I'm going to talk about the tropes that are in the book, and I'm going to talk about my favorite ones.
Yeah.
So this book has it's sapphic romance, grumpy sunshine, workplace romance, forbidden romance, found family, supernatural investigators. And I'm going to go ahead and add this trope, demon wearing sweaters, since y'all love it so much. We also have a Titanic obsessed house ghost, which I believe is a trope all its own. And then my favorites are enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, the one bed trope. Again, give me the one bed all of the time. And yeah, forced friends to lovers for life, Joanne says, yes. Anything that's like a forced proximity. I love me a forced proximity. I'll read almost anything. If you tell me a marriage of convenience, and it, especially if it's a historical, like, I'm in, let's go, give it to me. One of the things I really want to see one day is a marriage of convenience, and it's like a gentleman historical, like a duke or something, who ruined this sister and now has to marry the other sister or something. This is, if anyone knows a book like that, that is like the unicorn I'm looking for.
That's all the questions I have for you, but we do have a few questions from our lovely audience. Really quick though, Ashley did want to know who is reading the audiobook. Out loud. Like,
oh, and you know what? I saw Tori had asked a question on the timeline of the audiobook. The timeline of the audiobook is probably 4 months. I am not 100% sure yet because they signed and I picked it, or they sent the narrator for me to approve, and I did. And that's as much input as I get. So it will just show up one day. I have another book she read. Raquel Beatty, Beattie. She read Priscilla Oliveras' Anchored Hearts. That's what I'm looking at right now, is Anchored Hearts. And so I do know her through that book because I'm a fan of Priscilla Oliveras. And a lot of the stuff she reads is serious, so I'm hoping, I think she's really good fit tone-wise. And I told her to lean into the comedy, so I'm really excited actually about this audiobook. I think that audiobooks bring like another layer, like how TV shows take books or movies and they change, like the story becomes something more. I feel like that also happens with audiobooks, and it's almost a whole different experience. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Great. I look forward to it. I'm not typically an audiobook listener, but I might have to start reading more books. moving on to the Q&A. First and foremost, let's go back to Ashley. She would like to say that she's obsessed with Karma's interior design and fashion. Can you talk about the inspiration for her and when you're going to begin selling bangles?
Ashley sent me the most amazing message yesterday because she'd finished the arc, and I saved it because it made me so happy. So for those who don't know, Karma she's got a vintage style that's also kind of like goth-like, and I based her on the actress Christine McConnell. If any of you she does have a show on Netflix, but she also now does a Patreon and creates things like vintage wallpaper with like skulls in it, and just stuff that's really up my alley, both vintage and creepy. And they call her the goth Martha Stewart, and that was really the driving inspiration for Karma, because I'm just like, this is such a cool and exciting thing. Let's go with it. And so the bangles as she's referring to is that Karma has a set of handmade bangles that have all the people who died in the Salem witch trials on them. And I think that would be amazing to commission someone to make those, because I think that would be fun to give away. She also has a teacup set with a bunch of different beheadings. I can't quite remember the specifics. It's been a while since I've read this book, and I don't want to give anything else away. But yeah, that's kind of her style. And oh yes, famous beheadings. It's so fun. I loved playing with that. There are some other really, really cool things, but I'm going to let you discover them as you read them. So that was how we came around with Karma. And I do hope to do some merch from her. It just time in the day. I am still working on book 3. Book 3 is due the end of this month. So that's got most of my time. Then we might see a pickup in merch.
So I actually think this next question is from Mr. Heather. I think.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. If you could be any type of paranormal being, what would you be?
Probably a fairy, because I would get wings. But if we were talking specifically like what's in the book, maybe a shapeshifter. There's not really any in Blood Thinners. They come in a little bit later, but I think like a shapeshifter would be pretty cool. Oh, sparkles. Yeah, Dana, see, I need the glitter. If anyone's read The Lightning Struck Heart by TJ Klune, there is a hornless gay unicorn who's my favorite character, and he sweats glitter. And I would also do that. I would also sweat glitter.
Maybe a siren. A siren would be fun. Love to lure men away from their ships with my beautiful singing voice.
Yes. Mr. Heather says, I'm so vain. I'd like to be a vampire. They're all hot. It's true.
He's so vain. That's hilarious.
Find me an ugly vampire, somebody. You can't.
Maybe I'd be a dragon, but I'd want to like transform into the dragon. So like I'd want to shape shift.
Yeah, see. Celine says Heather is a vampire fairy that doesn't drink blood but tears and therefore sweats sparkle. Perfection, Celine.
I do have one more from Katie who says, how did you become such an amazing human being? Can I be you when I grow up?
Katie, you are an amazing human being yourself. And I want to be you when I grow up. So this is going to be weird. We could just switch bodies. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's great.
She says gross. Oh, y'all, I cannot tell you what it means to me to have you here and celebrate with me. And Eliza, thank you so much.
Happy to be here. Happy to help.
And Sam's already gone. We thanked him. And I think we need to do a shout out to Mr. Heather, who has put up with my bullshit for so long while I've been writing in the cave. I really appreciate that too. And Joanne, thank you so much for all of your help organizing this. Joanne's moving this weekend, y'all, so send her some good love and luck. And buy some books, he says. And I love you all so much. I'm sure I'll see a bunch of you at 6 today on the Nicotine Doll Zoom. And I love these comments. Hey, y'all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Thank you. I will save the Zoom.
Bye, everybody.
Love you. Bye, everyone.